technique that we looked at the last couple nights, we were coming in from the front. He's facing down here. This is an aerial view, horizontal. We walked in here, we did our technique from the front. Tonight what we're going to look at is walking in from these three sides. And we're going to go ahead and do that same chop to the neck, and we're going to go ahead and go in and we're going to whip him around, drop him on our knee, hammer him, and do our Fut'Ga technique, and we're going to learn how to do this from those other angles. Because in essence, this is how these techniques were designed. The art would be completely worthless if all I knew how to do was walk up to somebody and attack them. What if somebody's attacking me? What if somebody's kicking at me? What if somebody's got a knife or whatever and they're coming at me? How do I take that attack coming at me and work out putting some kind of this technique into a practical application? That's the key. If I can't do that, then my art is worthless. With these entrances, it shows you how to come in and manipulate this man from different angles, so that you don't have to just have one context for what you're doing. Okay? And what they actually do is they give you a different entrance from a different angle of his attack. Because each time you're coming in, and he's facing this way, and you're coming in from here, from the back, from the front, each time you come in, you're going to have to step differently. Your footwork is going to be completely different from each angle. And the way you manipulate and whip him around, you're going to be doing progressive pivots sometimes. These are how the techniques were designed to be studied. We could do the quarters if we wanted to as well. But basically these four give you a good idea on what you're doing. Now when you look at the form, again, if we go back to studying forms, that's exactly what you're doing. You're constantly working from inside of this circle, here, you're coming over here, you're coming back, you're kicking. You may be coming over here, chop, chop, come back, kick, then stepping. You're learning how to move all these different directions depending on what you're going to come across. Here, you're learning how to come in and work your footwork in whatever way you need to do to get the task done, because you have a task at hand. The Fut'Ga techniques gives you a conscious thought process of a task. It's a goal. The goal is to work this lesson. How do I make this lesson work? By coming from here. What's required? That takes thought. Okay? And that's why with Jimmy, they said Jimmy could do whatever he wanted to. Didn't matter what you punched with, it didn't matter, he could just go and get what he wants. And he says, if I can just go get it, then I have confidence to go get it. I'm not worried about defending myself against this guy. I'm going to get what I want, and I have to move whatever he's doing coming toward me out of the way. It's more of an obstacle at this point. Go in to get what you want, but use your shields and just move his attack out of the way. Now it's offensive, not defensive. You're attacking the aggressor. By doing this, you're studying the attack from different angles. You're not thinking defense, you're thinking the attack, and how do I get there from here, how do I get there from there? How do I do this to get to the spot? Now when somebody punches at you, he may come in and then all of a sudden you're on his right side. You know how to get in there. You shielded and let the punch go by. You went in and got that thing that you wanted to go get. That's the essence of the Fut'Ga. On the contrary, the Dabka techniques are teaching you how to block, how to do combination punches. What you can do is use the Dabka technique with the Fut'Ga. So when the guy comes in, you may have to block him, and then you may strike him twice. His head comes over, now you go get what you want. You may have to use them both together. And that again is Dabka, that's combination. If you use the punching techniques with the Fut'Ga techniques and throws and your leverages, then that is the really the essence of Dabka, which is using things within a proper, orderly manner in in relationship to one another, it's working as a system and it's working well together. That's really Dabka's grammar. It's things working well together. Okay? So even Dabka techniques, Dabka Basic 45, they were called the Dabka techniques. That's an incorrect term, really, because the combinations are the entire art. If I do a 26 move form, this whole form has how many different moves? You've got steps, right? You've got a stance. You have a stance, but you also have a shifting of the hips. You also have a left arm, a right arm. You have windmills. As I shift, I'm going from one point to the next. There's a lot of stuff going on. That is a combination of many things that are working together to give you exactly what you need for this form. Fut'Ga techniques. Many things are happening within these Fut'Ga techniques. You start to work all the angles. Look at the combination of things that are possible and the things that are required to be able to do this. Then you've got a guy punching at you now. Maybe you end up on his right side. Maybe you end up on his left side. Maybe he's kicking. Maybe he's swinging, just swinging into you, and you're just getting out of the way, and then you're coming in from behind him. Thing is, can you get what you want? How many of these lessons have you studied this way to where you can just go in and get anything you want? Or at least get something that works well for that context. Again, that's Dabka because that's combining all of these elements and working it. Like Carl used to say, a Dabka master is somebody who knows how to use the whole art and use it well, use it effectively, use it naturally. Other instructors used to say, use yourself. Just use yourself. Or do anything you want to do. There's other people have their little cliches, you know, and their sayings, these instructors. A lot of these guys, you've probably heard these sayings. But it's the same basic idea. Using your own element. Your own element is how do you use this system yourself? What combinations of things are within you that you can use? Well, it's all based off of Fut'Ga's forms and the combination techniques that give you the punching that sets them up, because all of these punching techniques in the Dabkas are combinations, right? So if I hit him in the liver, his head's going to come down. I can just hook his head, and then the technique that we were working, see, I can come around and I can grab the neck and bring him around. Because I got out of the way, I did what I needed to do, there's the head. Now I can come around, do my technique, and there's my Fut'Ga. I was able to use it. But maybe I had to punch him first because of the way he came in. Okay? Any questions on anything? Yes?
What characterized like the Ho family or the Lee family? Or is there did one do throws and the other do punching, or
there's
another one's foot, or
some people have stated things very sophisticated, but the Tsoi family is basically striking. So you're talking like open hand, closed fists, hammer blows, kicking, punching, kicking, striking. Tsoi family was mostly striking. Now, Liga, leverage, joint locks, throwing techniques, things like that. Mostly manipulation, chin knock, chin knock. The Ho family, more pressure points, open hand, and also the ability to take one's center away from them. Now, I look at that, the ability to take one's center, so you're coming in and removing their center and using your triangles effectively to where you have made their center your center, okay? That's supposed to be characteristic of the Ho family, but that's characteristic of the whole art. So maybe that was their contribution to Tsoi Lei Ho. I don't know. When I was learning it from Carl, it was very simple. The Tsoi Ga was punching, kicking, leverage, joint locks, throwing, Liga. Fut'Ga, pressure points, open hand. So whether it's clawing, grabbing, thumb to the eye, grab the throat, you know, one knuckle punch to the heart, one knuckle punch to the nerves, right? Groin grab, whatever. Okay, any nerves, pressure points, stuff like that. Okay. You got arts like Tsoi Fut, and people say that that is probably part